My immediate thoughts and prayers are with the wounded. So at this time, I ask all Americans to join me and Michelle in keeping all the victims and their families, including Gabby, in our thoughts and prayers. I'm sure that many of you who are parents here had the same reaction that I did when I heard this news. As a country, we have been through this too many times, whether it's an elementary school in Newton or a shopping mall in Oregon. These are men and women who were going to work, doing their job, protecting all of us. We're heartbroken that something like this might have happened again. I've had to make statements like this too many times.
Well, he knows he's not going to get new legislation, John. There's also the issue of lack of enforcement with an abundance of laws that you do have right now, and that never seems to get any attention either. Of course, that's not the president's purview necessarily, but part of the political reflection, you think, that gun policy is about more right now, not less?
Well, it is part of the president's purview in the sense that if you look just recently at Charleston, Chris, the FBI director came out and candidly admitted that somebody made a mistake, a bureaucratic mistake by an employee, that shooter in Charleston should not have been able to buy a gun, but the paperwork wasn't filed right, wasn't followed up on right. You see in the reports this morning, we need a lot more information about what happened in Lafayette, but some reports that the shooter had a criminal record. There will be questions about whether that shooter should have had access to a gun. So, look, one of the remarks you get constantly from the gun rights community is enforce existing laws before you try to pass new laws. That is part of it. I will say on this issue, a lot of what the president has been frustrated by, whether it's Obamacare, whether it's immigration, is a Democratic and Republican divide. We should be careful. Guns is not so much a partisan issue. It's much more regional, geographical, and cultural. There are a lot of conservative Democrats or Democrats from gun rights states who disagree that, for the calls for new gun laws as well. So it's a different issue than most of what we've watched throughout this presidency.
Well, and we've been talking about is why we respond with violence and anger and reach for a gun when there are these issues, and you can't legislate that necessarily.